If elections were to be held today and Raila Amolo Odinga presents himself for you to be elected, would you vote for him? Yes or no, and why? Yes or no, and why? And if you are to be given an opportunity to decide the fate of Raila in as far as the African Union Commission chairman seat is concerned, would you vote for Raila? Yes or no, with answers. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Amolo Odinga recently launched his bid officially, and this launching happened in Ethiopia. Questions are still being asked why he didn't do it in Nairobi. Of course, I remember there was one that was done in Nairobi where East Africa officially accepted him as their candidate. After that luncheon, Raila Amolo Odinga wrote something on his Twitter handle, and I want us to read this. He was selling himself, presenting himself to the people. And this is what Raila said. My name is Raila Amolo Odinga, an African of Kenya citizenship, a career civil servant and a politician. I am a husband, grandfather, mechanical engineer, and a businessman. I am a Pan-Africanist and an Afro-optimist who believes that Africa's best time is now. I am a son of a Pan-African leader, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Anytime someone writes something on his social page, whether Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those, he wants to communicate to people because the world now is a global village and people have gone digital. They tend to communicate and would want to communicate back. And Raila really wanted people to get back to him. That is always the norm. When someone writes something, you get back. Someone might even share his sorrows and people tell him, Pole, we are sorry for what happened to you. Human beings are social beings. So Raila Amolo Odinga presented this and it is being read in the whole world. And I know his major opponent, the Djibouti's candidate, is reading what is happening. And I want to read for you some of the comments because it seems there was a choreographed plan. The anti-Raila support base stormed the Twitter and they gave Raila what is not very palatable. And I want to read some of these comments the way they are without using any euphemism. Now, if you love Raila so much that when someone criticizes Raila, you feel bad because I know Raila has got a fanatical fan base. Some of them, I was talking to someone and was telling me, I have never found any fault in Raila. Ever since I started supporting him in 1980s, that is what he was telling me. I don't know how old Raila was, but he was telling me in 1980s. And he was telling me, I have never found fault in Raila. He believes Raila is impeccable. Many people believe that Raila is always right. That when you see Raila doing something, you might criticize him, but he knows what he's doing. So if you really love Raila, that any criticism makes you disgusted, so don't. So I want to read for you some of these, and I want to read them without skipping any, so that we see maybe the first 10 comments. Because I know Raila read this, I know people are handling his social page have read this and they are now analyzing. Are the replies sponsored? Or are these people who just came to, out of motivation and came to tell him the truth, what they feel? Now, some of the comments, and I'm beginning with number one. There was a time when your words used to mean something. Since you joined the bread-based government, you just sound like your brother Surugoi Seseseko. He's telling me, since you joined Ruto, you just like him. Because William Ruto is known for just promises and lies. So he's telling Raila, even if you say something, someone is saying, no, your name is Conman Raila Odinga, a 98-year-old ugly Jaluo from Siaya County, a serial election loser, a politician who cuts deals with governments through blood of innocent Kenyans. You must be rejected by all and sundry. Guys, I'm reading them one by one, and some of these comments are not very palatable. Even personally, I don't like some of them because some of them look like insult. But I will read them because I know Raila has seen them. Even if I don't read them, some people are going there to read because I want us to look at what is the net effect of this. So the other person is saying, "It mechanical engineer, you are a welder, old man." And I'm reading them consistently. Aging orangutan and senile old person. Some of these are insults. Everyone may find it very difficult. You will not win. Ruto is lying to you. You should step down and impeach Ruto ASAP. If you do that, we will make you president. Some people still feel that Raila is the only man who can give Ruto a run for his money. In fact, some have lost hope. They're saying without Raila in the picture, Ruto will be able to do anything. We have discussed this because it is Raila who gave William Ruto the impetus, the audacity, the numbers to impeach Gachagua. He's the one who called off the Gen Z's protest indirectly. So this person is now telling him, impeach Ruto, and then we'll make you president. We don't recognize you. This is another person. Jacom, the champion of Pan-Africanism. Someone now agrees with Raila. Maybe for the first time, someone saying, uh, garbage, please save Kenya from embarrassment and step out of the race. You are a serial loser and it's not going to be different. Another person telling him, my name is Raila Amolo Odinga and I have collected job titles like some people collect stamps. A long-serving lawmaker with no development record. There's another hater there. Congratulations Baba in advance. Hii kitu unachukua asubuhi. At least someone agrees with Raila there. Amolo AU, Amolo Chiengwangelando, Wuo Oginga, Gini Ichame live, Toka Okichame, Tudug Kenya, Imakri Giruto, Ucham Kenya, Utieki, Tekni Chiemo Wan, Wanyalo Kata Nendo Kenya. This person simply he is showering Raila with praises and is telling him, you are taking this early in the morning, and if you don't take it, come back and help Ruto eat and consume taxpayers' money. As long as you are, as long as you're feeling well, we don't care. As long as you are eating, we don't care. Now it seems like and that's why I'm saying anti-Raila. These are people who don't like Raila. These are people who most of them were supporting Rigathi Gachagua. They used to insult Raila, if you check them. And when Raila joined the government and Rigathi was hosted, they still feel bitter. They were happy when Rigathi was telling Raila and calling him all sorts of names and telling him he will not be in State House. Now, when things changed, they didn't even realize that politics is dynamic. Now that Raila is in, in bed with the government, they are bitter. These are people who felt, hii serikali ni yetu. Not all of them, by the way, but I know quite a number. Now, some people feel that Raila should have allowed William Ruto to feel the pressure of Gen Zs, but I'm confused. We have been told that someone wanted to topple Ruto's government, and we have been told that it would have been very chaotic. People would have been killed, and William Ruto was going to hand over power to the military. We've had all this. And so Raila says that he only went to help William Ruto. He didn't want Kenya to go the Somali way. And I will tell you this for free. Just as I read some of this, and people, those who love Raila, did not want to hear this. But I also want to tell the anti-Raila one thing that you cannot take away from him. Raila has always dropped his ambition for the sake of this country. When he knows very well that his victory has been taken away, when he leads people to what he calls Canaan, when he's about to reach there, the pressure has always been on him after people have been killed. And I know many people have been asking, why then do you take people to the streets then? Once they have been killed in numbers, you retreat, you negotiate, and you get your share. That is what most people think. But sometimes There's a lot of pressure. Businessmen, the Luo community, the Azimio or Code or NASA community, they're asking you, how much blood do you want to be shed for you to become president? And you see, during that time, people have been killed. He's wondering, do I go to the full length so that more blood can be shed? Do I drop? And when I drop from here, those who have lost their children will tell me I betrayed them. Sometimes being a Raila is not very easy. I can assure you. It's easy to talk while you're standing at the periphery and you're about to ask me, have you been Raila? No, I've not been a Raila. But I know, because I speak to people who are close to Raila, it is not very easy. For those who have tried to contest for a political seat, you know how difficult it is. And so I'm just asking, if you were Raila when Gen Zs were going to the street and they had cornered William Ruto had dissolved the cabinet. William Ruto had decided he was not going to sign the the Finance Bill 2024, and William Ruto was very, he was even afraid. How would you have reacted? Because we know for a fact that there was a time when William Ruto held a press conference and his principal assistant, Rigathi Gachagua, went and he held another press conference in Mombasa, criticizing, all that. And Raila was told, please help Kenyans because this country is headed to a bloody coup. Whether it was wrong or right, Raila decided that he was going to save the country. You can say whatever you want to say, but I believe he saved this country. The Gen Zs had cornered William Ruto. But the question is it true that Rigathi was waiting for William Ruto to be exited? And then he uses the constitution and says, the constitution says our deputy president takes for 90 days. The question of between Ruto and Rigathi, who is better, I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, many people feel that he betrayed Gen Zs. The only thing that worries me and I'm bitter about, that after getting into this government, yes, he was helping Kenyans, but now that assistance has been neutralized because the cabinet that was dissolved, William Ruto brought the very people that Kenyans had rejected, and Raila injected his people. Now, it's difficult even to now defend Raila on this because he would have insisted that those who were never wanted should exit. And Raila sanitizes a Adani deal. Then Raila helps to kick out Rigathi. And the country now is left in the hands of William Ruto. He does whatever he wants. I mean, now the Finance Bill 2024 that they helped us reject is now coming back. And that's why I'm telling you that even though he helped, telling us that he helped in good faith, it is even worse because even after kicking out Rigathi Gachagua, nothing is happening. They have not reduced the prices of basic commodities. The university funding model is still a problem. They are still taking many more loans. I mean, there's corruption and wastage. There is nothing that has changed. Instead, it is Raila's minister, John Badu, now who wants to bring back the finance the finance bill 2024 is coming back. William Ruto is now on top of vehicles campaigning again and lying to us. Abductions, torture, and killings have become the order of the day. And so even if Raila wants to convince us that he helped the country, the result is worse than it was. Ever since Gen Z's protest, people have been killed. And so I don't know what kind of assistance that Raila wants to talk about when people are dying even more. I mean, that's why I'm telling you, I'm confused. He might have helped people from a bloody coup, but we still have people who are being kidnapped and killed, and no one is talking about the Gen Zs who died, the Azimio protesters who died. It's bad. And how are the other African presidents reading this, do you think it can really affect them in any way? Do you think this can affect Raila? Do you think there are other presidents who can read and say, hey, our Kenya wataki Raila? Of course, I don't think so, because they will also analyze and Raila will say, I helped the president. I know that is what they have told other presidents. I helped the president when someone was about to topple our government, and one of the things that we are fighting is these bloody coups in Africa. That's why I started by asking you, if elections were to be held today, would you vote for him? And if you were given an opportunity even to vote him as the chair of the African Union Commission, would you do that? And one thing I know is that Raila does not pay people to comment on his Twitter, because if he was to pay people, they would have flocked this, praising him and rejecting those who are bashing him. This is what Raila has always done. He believes in neutrality, because social media is sometimes sponsored. For him, he has decided let it remain so. But I was just submitting this to you very humbly, that there are people who have rejected Raila. That if it were in their hands to vote in Raila as the new African Union Commission chair, they would have rejected him. People are divided, just like in every election. There are those who are with Raila, there are others who are not with Raila. If you didn't vote for Raila, stop telling Raila that he betrayed you. If you were supporting Rigathi or the other side and you were very happy when Raila was receiving insults, please give Raila a break. Let us find a reason or a solution. What would have happened if at all it was true that someone wanted to topple Ruto's government? But then Raila must speak about and must speak against abductions, must not sanitize these dirty deals. We've known him for rejecting deals that are not good for Kenyans. It is a controversial analysis, and I know no one, both Raila side and the anti-Raila, will not like it. But I just read them the way they are.